Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt the heavy, invisible weight of someone's negative energy? Maybe it was a co-worker who constantly complains, a friend who always finds fault in everything, or a family member who turns every conversation into a storm of bitterness. No matter how calm your heart feels at the start of the day, just one encounter with a person like that can leave you drained, frustrated, and unsettled. But here's a truth worth remembering: you don't have to let other people's darkness dim your light. In today's video, we'll explore how Buddhist wisdom teaches us to deal with negative people, not by fighting back, not by running away, but by cultivating a peaceful mind so steady, no storm can shake it. You might be wondering, is that really possible in this chaotic world? Yes, it is. Through simple, timeless lessons passed down from the Buddha's teachings, you'll discover how to stay calm, centered, and unshaken no matter how toxic someone's words or actions might be. So, if you've ever felt exhausted by negativity or struggled to protect your inner peace, stay with me until the end, because what you'll learn today could quietly change the way you move through life forever. In Buddhist teachings, negativity is often seen not as something external, but as a reflection of suffering within the person who carries it. When someone lashes out in anger, criticizes others, or spreads bitterness, it's usually because they're wrestling with their own inner storms. Imagine a person drowning in a turbulent river. They flail, gasp for air, and sometimes, in their desperation, they might pull others down with them. Not because they're evil, but because they're drowning. The Buddha reminded us that every person's actions are driven by their state of mind. Those who carry anger, jealousy, or resentment are often people who haven't yet learned how to ease their own suffering. But here's where our practice begins. We can't control the storms in someone else's heart, but we can choose whether or not we get caught in their waves. One of the Buddha's most beautiful teachings on this comes from a simple metaphor. If someone hands you a hot coal with the intention of burning you, and you refuse to take it, who gets burned? The answer is simple. If you don't pick it up, you remain unharmed. In the same way, when someone throws negativity at you, harsh words, toxic attitudes, or petty criticism, you have a choice. You can grab hold of that negativity, let it enter your mind, and burn your peace, or you can leave it where it is, untouched, and walk away with your calm heart intact. Now, of course, this isn't always easy. Our natural instinct is to defend ourselves, to fight back, or to explain our side of the story. But Buddhist wisdom invites us to pause, to take a breath, and to remember that reacting to negativity only fuels the fire. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to let someone's darkness dim your inner light. And perhaps the most powerful part of this practice is realizing that compassion can exist even in the face of toxicity. That doesn't mean you allow people to mistreat you. Boundaries are a form of compassion too, both for yourself and for the other person. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for someone consumed by negativity is to kindly step away, to remove yourself from the drama, and to let them face their own reflections. This is how you protect your peace, not by shutting the world out, but by learning to hold your calm like a lotus floating peacefully on the surface of muddy water. The lotus isn't untouched by the mud, it simply rises above it. There's another important teaching in Buddhism that helps us navigate relationships with negative people, the understanding of impermanence. Nothing in this world lasts forever, not happiness, not pain, not the opinions others hold about us, and certainly not the negative energy someone may throw our way. When we truly grasp this, something inside us softens. That harsh word from a coworker? It's just a passing cloud. The criticism from a friend? A momentary ripple on the surface of your calm lake. Why let a single dark cloud ruin the beauty of your entire sky? This is where mindfulness becomes a powerful companion. The practice of being fully present allows us to notice when negativity appears, in someone's words, in their actions, or even in our own minds. But instead of reacting impulsively, we learn to pause, acknowledge it, and let it drift by like a leaf floating on a quiet stream. It's helpful to remember that negativity is like an echo in a cave. If you shout anger into it, it returns to you multiplied. But if you whisper peace, the cave grows silent. You have that choice in every encounter. Each time someone's words or energy challenges your peace, you can either add to the noise or be the stillness that dissolves it. And here's something even more beautiful: sometimes, by choosing not to react, by offering calmness in the face of chaos, you quietly inspire change in others. Not through force, but by example. A person drowning in negativity might catch a glimpse of your peace and realize, even for a brief moment, that another way exists. You become a mirror, reflecting not their anger, but a gentler possibility. In Buddhist wisdom, this is called being a lamp to yourself and to others. When you keep your inner flame steady, it not only lights your own path, but gently illuminates the darkness around you. Of course, this takes practice. It's not about perfection, but about awareness. Some days you'll hold your peace easily. Other days, you'll slip and react. That's okay. The path is not about never stumbling, but about noticing when you do, and gently returning to your center. Like a boat rocked by waves, but always finding its way back to calm waters. So the next time you find yourself face to face with someone's negativity, ask yourself, will I carry this, or will I leave it where it belongs? The choice is always yours. There's a quiet strength that comes from learning how to coexist with negativity without absorbing it. Buddhist wisdom doesn't teach us to run from discomfort, but rather, to understand it, to see through its nature and realize it has no lasting power over us unless we allow it. Have you ever watched a candle flame in a dark room? No matter how thick the darkness, it can never overpower the flame. Darkness cannot consume light, it can only surround it. And just like that tiny flame, your awareness, your peace, can remain steady no matter how much negativity lingers around you. One helpful practice the Buddha offered is called metta, or loving-kindness meditation. It's the art of sending goodwill and compassion not only to those you love, but especially to those who test your patience. At first, this might seem impossible. Why would you wish peace for someone who's hurt you? Why would you send kindness toward a person filled with bitterness? But here's the truth: you don't do it for them. You do it for yourself. When you hold onto anger, it's like drinking poison and hoping the other person will suffer. But when you let it go, when you wish them peace, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve your peace, you free yourself from the invisible chains they placed around your heart. Even if you can't say it aloud, You can quietly offer words like, "May you find peace. May you be free from your suffering. May your heart learn to rest." These simple, silent wishes are like cool drops of water on the fire of anger within you. And slowly, you'll notice the heat beginning to fade. The Buddha taught that everything is connected. When you heal your own heart, it sends ripples into the world. Negativity may still exist, but it won't find a home within you. And perhaps, without you even realizing it, your calm presence might plant a seed of peace in the heart of someone else. Just like how a single tree can shade an entire patch of dry, cracked earth, your steady mind can soften even the harshest spaces. Remember, peace isn't about avoiding storms. It's about learning to stand in the rain with grace. It's about carrying your calm like a lantern, not just for yourself, but for those lost in their own darkness. So, whenever you meet negativity again, whether it comes through a sharp word, a cold stare, or a bitter silence, pause for a moment. Take a slow, steady breath, and remind yourself, I have the power to choose peace in this moment. And in choosing peace, you choose freedom. Let me share with you a simple story, one that has quietly traveled through Buddhist circles for generations. It's about a wise monk who lived at the edge of a small village. People would come to him for advice, for blessings, and sometimes, for no reason at all, to insult him. One day, a man from the village, filled with anger and resentment, stormed into the monk's hut. He hurled insults, shouted cruel words, and tried his best to provoke a reaction. But the monk sat silently, his face calm, his eyes steady, like a quiet pond untouched by the ripples of a stone. After a long while, the man ran out of words and breath. He demanded, "Aren't you going to say anything? Don't you feel insulted?" The monk gently smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift, and you choose not to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man, confused, replied, "To the one who offered it." "Of course." The monk nodded. "In the same way, if you offer me anger and I do not accept it, who carries it still?" The man lowered his head and quietly left. This is the essence of dealing with negative people. Not by meeting them at the same level of bitterness, but by rising above it, letting their anger return to them untouched. Because the truth is, we don't have to accept every energy sent our way. Some things are better left unopened. And what happens when you stop carrying the weight of others' negativity? Your heart feels lighter. Your days feel clearer. You begin to notice the beauty you once missed, the softness of a morning breeze, the kindness in a stranger's smile, the sound of leaves brushing against each other like a gentle whisper from the earth itself. You realize that peace isn't found by controlling the world, but by mastering your own response to it. This is why Buddhist wisdom often encourages us to become like a mountain, steady, unmoved by the passing winds. The winds of praise, of blame, of anger, of affection, they come and go. But the mountain remains. Ask yourself, am I the leaf tossed by every wind? Or am I the mountain watching it all pass? Every day, life gives us countless chances to choose. To engage in conflict, or to offer stillness, to absorb darkness, or to reflect light. And while it may not always be easy, every small act of peace you cultivate adds to the calmness of your heart. Over time, this becomes not just a practice, but your natural state, a heart so steady, no storm can shake it. In this journey of dealing with negativity, one of the most powerful practices you can adopt is cultivating compassion, not only for others, but for yourself. You see, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that we must always be calm, always be wise, always respond with perfect grace. But the truth is, we're human too. There will be days when someone's harsh words will sting deeper than expected. When you'll feel anger rising in your chest before you even realize it. And you know what? That's okay. The Dharma teaches us not to chase perfection, but to cultivate awareness, to recognize when the storm is brewing inside us, and to gently bring ourselves back to the shore. It's like watching dark clouds gather in the distance. You don't blame the sky for the rain. You simply prepare yourself, knowing the storm will pass. So when negativity knocks on your door, and you find yourself unsettled, practice kindness, first towards yourself. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment. Say to yourself, anger is here. Frustration has come to visit. Notice it. Name it. Then, slowly, breathe it out. This practice of mindful acknowledgement is a form of quiet strength. It's not suppression. It's not pretending you're unaffected. It's choosing not to let those emotions take root and grow wild within you. The Buddha often reminded his disciples, you, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. And this includes moments when you fall short of your own expectations. When dealing with negative people, remember, their words and actions are merely the surface. Beneath it lies their own story, their own suffering, and sometimes, offering them silent compassion is the most healing thing you can do. Not to change them, but to free yourself. Imagine your heart like a clear, still lake. When someone throws a stone of negativity into it, ripples will form. But if you don't keep adding more stones, by replaying the insult, or feeding your anger, the water will eventually settle again. It's this steady return to stillness that defines true peace. And over time, you'll notice that you become less reactive, more understanding, and surprisingly, lighter. Your days feel less heavy. The small irritations that once clung to you fall away like leaves from an autumn tree. Even better, your presence begins to affect others. People sense your calm. They notice your refusal to be drawn into drama. And without saying a word, you quietly invite them into a more peaceful space. This is the invisible ripple effect of your practice. You won't always see it, but it's there, and in a world so often filled with noise, those silent ripples of peace are perhaps the most precious offering you can make. And so, dear friend, as we come to the end of this gentle reflection, let's take a moment to simply breathe together. Close your eyes, if you can. Inhale deeply, feel the cool air filling your lungs. And as you exhale, imagine releasing every ounce of tension, frustration, and heaviness you've been carrying. Let it go, like a leaf carried away by the river's steady current. Life, as you know, isn't always kind. There will always be people who misunderstand you, challenge your peace, or throw shadows into your light. But the wisdom of the Buddha reminds us that it's not the world that must change for us to be free. It's the way we hold the world within our hearts. When you choose calm over chaos, compassion over retaliation, and silence over needless conflict, you are, in your quiet way, reshaping your inner world. And that, my friend, changes everything. You begin to notice the beauty in small things, the warmth of morning sunlight through your window, the gentle sound of leaves dancing in the wind, the quiet company of your own breath. These moments, often overlooked, become your sanctuary, and from this sanctuary, you carry a peaceful heart into every conversation, every difficult encounter, every noisy, demanding moment life throws your way. Some might ask, but isn't it exhausting to always be the calm one? And to that, you may gently smile, because you'll know it's not about pretending to be unaffected. It's about choosing what you let settle in your heart. It's about realizing that other people's storms don't have to become your own. You see, the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. What once felt like a struggle slowly turns into a way of being. And you start to embody a quiet strength, a strength that doesn't need to shout, doesn't need to defend, but simply exists, like a mountain unmoved by passing clouds. As you continue walking this path, remember, you are not alone. Each one of us is navigating this same tangled, beautiful, and unpredictable world, and every time you choose peace, you make it a little easier for the next person to find theirs. So thank you for taking this time today to pause, reflect, and nourish your heart with ancient wisdom. May the ripples of your calmness reach farther than you'll ever know. If you found a sense of peace in this message, feel free to carry it with you throughout your day. And if you wish, share this space with someone else who might need a little light in their darkness. Until we meet again in the next reflection, may you be well, may you be safe, and may your heart remain as steady as a quiet, moonlit lake. If this reflection brought a little calm to your day, consider subscribing to this humble space. We share peaceful wisdom, mindful lessons, and gentle reminders to help you navigate life's uncertainties. A simple like, a kind comment, or sharing this message with a friend can send ripples of peace much farther than you imagine. Thank you for being here. See you in the next quiet moment.